Hello, welcome to Kärcher. My name's Brad and I'm really excited to be able to show to you today the all-new Kärcher HDS 612C hot and cold water pressure washer. This machine produces 600 litres per hour of water flow and has a working pressure of 120 bar. I really like the fact that this machine's water temperature is adjustable from cold water. Then from 30 degrees it can be adjusted all the way up to 155 degrees with steam. And I also like the fact that on our easy control switch here we have the Eco setting. So Eco is at 60 degrees and that gives the customer a 20% fuel saving, which is really important for those ones who are very cost sensitive. Also, I like the fact that it has a 5-metre power cord and it also comes with a 10-metre high pressure hose, so that means the operator can clean 380 square metres without actually having to move the machine. It has a 15-litre onboard diesel fuel tank and it is backed by the Kärcher 2-year warranty. So once you've unpacked the machine and removed it from the pallet, what we want to do is lay out all the accessories that came with the machine and just identify what's there and confirm that everything is with the machine. So what you'll see are the instruction manuals here and even a little guide there on some different detergents for different applications. Here we have our Easy Force gun. Here we have our 10-metre high pressure hose. And here we have our RM110 machine protector. You'll also see the lance that attaches to the gun. There is also a handle that gets assembled onto the machine, and also a little storage pouch that gets stored onto the machine. And then lastly at the machine, what you can do using a flat blade screwdriver, just turn the little grey dial at the top 90 degrees anti-clockwise. The bonnet can then be lifted forward on the machine. And just pay attention to the red tag that's on the machine, which does indicate that the machine needs to be filled with fuel prior to use. And in here you'll find the screws for attaching the handles to the machine, our water connection, and also in here you'll find our high pressure nozzle. So inside the plastic bag that was under the bonnet are 6 screws and our water inlet. We will only use 4 screws. To install the water inlet, I undo the red cap here. That can be discarded and install the water inlet. Then I need to put the transportation handle onto the machine. So generally just come up, locate it on the machine like so. And once it's located, just push down to locate it. Then using a T30 Torx bit, we just need to screw in the screws into the handle here. So for the top handle, there are 2 screws. And then for our storage, we grab it like so. It goes into the top first. So we go up like so, push it in and just a little tap to locate it. And then 2 screws again, one on the left-hand side and then also one on the right-hand side. So now we can assemble the Easy Force gun. So we can undo the blue cap here and then we grab our lance and just insert it over the fitting and just tighten it up, and that's 1 full turn. And then once that's on, undo our nozzle end cap, insert the nozzle like so. So when you insert the nozzle onto the lance, pay attention to the 2 grooves because that will indicate which way the water does fan. And then tighten the end cap and the gun can be stored on the machine like so. And now we can install the high pressure hose onto the machine. So what we can do, once we've cut the cable ties off, we can insert the grey end, and the grey end goes down to the machine. So I unscrew this cap here. Some water might come out here, that's okay. That's machine protector that was in the machine from factory. I screw the grey end onto the machine. And then what I can do is sit the hose up into the holder and I insert the yellow end on the gun. The reason the yellow end goes onto the gun is because through operation, this will now swivel on the hose, so that's a convenience for the operators. what's also very special about this machine is Kärcher's patented technology. Our Easy Force gun here, which is backed with 8 patents.
Yep.
And you'll see on the Easy Force gun, the yellow, and the yellow is the touch points. So here we've got a lock, which locks the entire gun, and then you'll see a little latch here at the front. When I pull that in, that enables me to engage the actual trigger itself. You'll also see here the black at the back, so that's a soft grip, so that's making it easier for the customer to work with. And this gun in particular has the ceramic ball and seat, which gives an extra 5 times longer life in the gun than the conventional guns that are out there. Also too, our burner technology in this machine is also patented, and that technology is protecting the coil against outside corrosion. And lastly, our high pressure nozzle. The Kärcher patented high pressure nozzle has a 40% better cleaning result than competitor nozzles. Also, the machine has some really clearly identified operator touch points, and they are the components that you can see on the machine in yellow. So if we have a look at the gun here, you'll see at the top there is a lock mechanism, so that completely locks the trigger assembly. Then if I unlock it, I have a trigger release, and this is how I engage the machine to the on position by squeezing there. I can't do that without the trigger release first. The yellow end of the high pressure hose goes on to the gun, and that is to enable us to be able to swivel it around for operator comfort. And also too, you'll see the little yellow tab at the front here. That's where we put the lance and gun, so it stores nice and securely on the machine. At the front, you'll see our chemical intake for the machine. So that just lifts forward. It's shaped like a funnel, and that's where we insert the chemical into the machine. We have our chemical dial on the front of the machine, and that's adjustable from off up to 6%. And then we've got our easy control switch here at the front of the machine also. Lastly, at the front of the machine is the red, and that's where we fill the machine with our diesel fuel. There are also some operator touch points underneath the bonnet of the machine. So I can put the gun down on the ground. With a screwdriver, I turn the tab here at the top 90 degrees clockwise, and the bonnet will now fold down forward. And then you'll see here a dial on the top of the pump. If I want this machine to produce steam, I need to turn this dial all the way to the minus position and turn my temperature dial on the front of the machine above 100 degrees. Once I've done using steam, I can turn this back to the plus and adjust the temperature dial to my recommended or my required setting. Also, you'll see here, grey is secondary or maintenance, so this is where we'll top up the oil for the transmission in the machine. And lastly, you'll see down here, this is a chemical intake. I can lift this out of the machine, like so, and what I can use this for is occasionally you may need to use this machine with a different chemical that's in the machine for a particular job. So what I can do is I can sit that hose there, I can sit this into a secondary detergent container, and I can actually close the bonnet of the machine again without kinking the hose there. Another great feature of this machine is the machine protector. So what we can do is we can get a water sample from where the machine will be hooked up to, and from that water sample we can determine whether the machine has got hard water or soft water, and from that reading we can make a decision. Do we need to use the RM110 machine protector or the RM111 machine protector? Let's go and do a water sample. So to test the water hardness of the machine, what I need to do is come out to the water source of the machine, turn the tap on for around a minute or so, and what we want to do is flush the hose through to make sure that we're getting a clear sample of water for the machine. Once that's flushed through for about a minute, turn it off, just grab a container like so, and get a sample of water for our testing. So now with our water sample, all we need to do is test the actual water hardness. So with one of our water test strips, I just tear it open like so, and I dip the test strip into the water just quickly, take it out, shake it off, and then we just want to let it sit there and dry for 1 minute. After waiting 1 minute, we get our test strip, and what we can do is hold it up close on one side to see if our test strip matches the indicator on the test card. If it does not, we hold it up to the other side and see if our test strip matches up to that side. If our colours look like so, that is indicating we need to use RM110 with the machine setting as indicated, or if it looks like this side, we need to use RM111 with the machine setting as indicated. So once you've done your water hardness reading, all we need to do now is just put the machine in the correct setting. So to do that, we lift the bonnet of the machine, so, and then see here using a T15 screwdriver, there's 2 screws, one here and one here to open up the control panel of the machine. So I just undo those. So the 2 screws there. Set that aside, open up the control panel lid, and then with the RM selector switch down here, just with a really fine flat blade screwdriver, I just go down and I select my desired position, which is anywhere from off up to setting 4. But on this particular machine, it does have a setting for RM111. So if you've got really soft water, I can turn it to position RM111, shut the lid down again, and then reinsert the screws. And then lastly, we just need to insert our required machine protector. In this case, the machine for this application needs RM111. I unscrew the top cap, I leave the foil there, and I just insert the bottle like so, and then I would push down firmly to pop the seal. So prior to using the machine, there's a couple of safety issues that we should also be mindful of. Always have leather protective boots on, long trousers, and also safety goggles. Also, if you use the machine in hot mode, be mindful, the stainless steel lance can also be hot, so it's important not to touch that. Prior to using the machine for the first time, there's a couple of things we need to do. Firstly, we need to fill the machine with chemical. If you're not using chemical, we need to fill this tank up with water. Once we've got our chemical in, shut the lid, then we need to come around and put our diesel fuel in. So now we're ready to bleed the water feed line and to bleed the machine. First of all, what we need to do is run the water feed hose for about 30 seconds until all the air comes out, and that needs to be done with the tap on full. So once we've bled the water feed hose, we've got it connected to the machine, and we've now got the water feed on fully. We're ready to bleed the machine. To do that, we need to do it under low pressure. So we take the nozzle off, we turn the machine to cold mode, and I'm going to pull the trigger and leave the machine run until I've got a constant flow of water coming out. Once I've got a nice steady flow of water coming out, and you may have noticed the water was blue, and that's a protector we put in there. So once that's all gone, we're now ready to put the nozzle back onto our lance. We should be ready to clean. If you wish to use the machine in hot mode, all you need to do is go to the easy control switch and set your desired temperature. And when you pull the trigger, you'll hear the burner kick in, and that will stay ignited until the machine's up to temperature. So if you want the machine to produce steam, there's just a couple of little things we need to do. Firstly, open up the bonnet of the machine. And then the yellow dial on the top of the pump, we wish to turn that all the way to minus. We can close the bonnet again. Set our desired temperature all the way to steam mode. and then pull the trigger. And once you've finished in steam mode, we just need to return the machine to normal cold and hot mode. So once again, we just lift the bonnet of the machine, turn the dial on the pump all the way to plus, shut the bonnet, and don't forget to lock the bonnet again. And what's important, after using the machine in hot mode or using it in steam mode, we need to cool the machine down, turn the machine back to cold mode, pull the trigger and let the machine cool down. Once the machine's cooled down, which might take 30 seconds to a minute, and you can use that time for your rinsing of what you're cleaning, we just need to turn the machine off, once again pull the trigger, and let the pressure out of the machine.